Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Tom and welcome back to a brand new video. And I know it's been a while, but finally Full House is back, and I've had this series on a little hiatus just to dust it a little bit, because I felt like I was banging out the series and making it go out too quickly, and I wanted to just slow down the tempo a little bit and get ahead on live career and try and get that a bit ahead and try and finish that earlier. But nevertheless, we're back here for Full House Hungary, and this is the 10th round on the calendar. We're right at the halfway point, and hopefully we can try and go for the Drivers' Championship. Right now we've got a huge deficit to make up to Lewis Hamilton. Even though we are second in the championship, Lewis Hamilton is almost 60 points ahead of us, and we've got to work it out to try and catch him. And in order to do that, I've decided to jump ship into the Red Bull for the Hungarian Grand Prix to hopefully gain some points on Lewis Hamilton. And this is our first race in the Red Bull this season, and here we are. Then we're going to go onto the grid, and for the second time this season, or second half of the season more like, we're going to gear up to 5 red lights, and we are underway, getting a pretty solid start here. We've got the new update on all of the cars now, so things should look a little bit better, and I've got a couple of mods installed to really freshen things up. But here we go then, making our way down to the first corner. Now, going to try and find a braking point and make our way up the inside. We almost get hit by the man there who swoops right in front of our path there, but we managed to defend from him just at the start there. So we now make our way through turn number 1, now going through turn number 2 into turn number 3, the very tight left hand. We're going to try and swoop to the inside and go up the inside of Carlos Sainz, and we're going to get that move for the time being done. And we're up into P17, and we've now got Sergio Perez on our right here. You can see we're going to try and go around the outside, but he squeezes us onto the apex there, onto the exit curb, sorry, and we have to get that position back for the time being to Sergio Perez, but hopefully we can try and get it back very soon, because the Red Bull Run here is a very good car, and I've done some testing in practice, and I've got to say the car really was fast, and I've got a really good setup on, which should hopefully help me out a little bit, and hopefully we can try and get good results. We go up the inside of Sergio Perez at the chicane there, and so far in lap 1 we're up into P16, but there could be more positions to go up to now as we make our way into the third from last corner. So we're going to go up the inside of Fernando Alonso for P15 here, just going to take the inside line, kiss the apex, run him out to dry on the exit, and there's a textbook move up the inside, and there's us up into P15 as we're now on the back of Felipe Nasr's also going very slowly here through these couple of corners, and we're going to try and set him up before I move down that pit straight, which is going to be quite tricky because I am running almost 11 wings in this Red Bull down the pit straight, but I'm going to go for it. And here we go, and we get a really good exit out of the final corner. We're going to try and carve Nasr's path, but Nasr, because of the straight line speed, is going to come straight back at us up the inside of turn number 1. Can we try and defend? We've got Jenson Button there ahead of us, and we can't break late, otherwise we're going to hit him. And there comes Nasr up the inside. He hasn't made the move stick, and we're going to hold P14 for the time being as we now go around the outside of Jenson Button here. And what an absolutely incredible move. We've got to squeeze down to the curb, and we're going to have to try and go around the outside of the chicane here. Can we make the move stick? Yes, we do. And we're up into P13 now on lap number 2, and skipping on to the end of that particular lap. We're on the back of Marcus Ericsson, and we're actually going to dive on up the inside of the final corner there. Very close move, almost hitting the pit entry wall there, but we do get the move done on Ericsson there. A bit of a move that came out of nowhere really. I wasn't expecting to do it, but Ericsson just went so slow into the corner. I decided to go for it, and now we're overtaking Pastor Maldonado up the inside. They have a lovely little switchback on him through the right hand. We go up the inside of the chicane and make the move, and we're already up into P11, so we're really making our way through the field quite nicely, and making some inroads into the top 10 as we now come out the final corner, getting a really good exit, opening up the DRS. As you can see, we're on the back of Roman Grosjean, who's also got DRS as well. It's going to be a drag race down the pit straight. We're going to try and get to the slipstream and then pull to the inside and pull off a Daniel Ricciardo-esque dive bomb up the inside of turn number 1, and we're going to make the move stick there, and we're going to take P10, and we are now into the points for the Hungarian Grand Prix. So a really good start so far, and right ahead of us now we've got Verstappen and Hulkenberg going out, hammer and tongue, to a little bit of contact there. The two of them going side by side, banging wheels. Brilliant action so far here at the Hungarian Grand Prix, and we're just going to cut back up the inside of both of them. We have a little bit more contact, and we're going to pull off a double overtake and get ourselves up into P8, and a lovely move there on Hulkenberg and Verstappen. And now skipping later on, as you see, we're on the back of our teammate Danny Kvyat. We get a really good exit at the final corner, put alongside him, and with the help of some DRS, this is one of the few cars that we can match in a straight line, and we get the move done on our teammate just before the first corner, and it's a very simple move there on Danny Kvyat, and we've got ourselves up in P7 already, so a really good start to the race as we now skip later on onto lap number 8. As you can see, we're on the back of both of the Williams, and it's actually Massa who's leading Bottas, and Bottas, speaking of which, pulls into the pit lane for his first pit stop of the race. We're going to stay out for a couple more laps, and we're now on the back of Massa, and can we try and get Massa into turn 1? It's going to be quite complicated because obviously it's a Williams, and we all know Williams are really fast in a straight line, but we're going to open up the DRS, and we're going to try and go for a move up the inside. We're going to go for the dive bomb. Can we make it stick? It looks like we might have just made it stick, but Massa's going to get better traction on the racing line or on the exit there, and he's actually going to re-overtake us momentarily. We're going to swoop to the inside and to switch positions, and this time we're going to make the move up the inside of turn number 2, and it is a lovely move there up the inside of Felipe Massa, and some lovely side-by-side action there as we now catch up to both of the Ferraris, and one of them, Sebastian Vettel, actually pulls into the pit lane. So exact same thing as the Williams, but in opposite order. Vettel pulls into the pit lane, and we're now going to get a really good run on Kimi Raikkonen through the final corner, pulling alongside him now into the pit straight. But the problem is he's got DRS because of Vettel, and we just can't match him in a straight line. So we're going to have to go up the inside here of turn number 1, similar to the move we did on Massa a couple of laps ago, and we're going to make the move stick quite nicely. But Raikkonen once again is still on the outside, exact same carbon copy of what happened with Massa a couple of laps ago. The only difference is now we're stuck on the outside of turn number 2 here, and we're going to have to try and make the move stick around the outside of the Iceman. And can we make it stick? Yes, we do. And what a move there from us. And we're up in the P2 already, so really good overtake there on Kimi Raikkonen. And now skipping later on onto the end of lap number 11, as you can see, we're coming in for our first pit stop of the race. And we're currently in the race lead actually, but obviously we're going to probably lose that race lead, but we're coming in for our first pit stop of the race, and we're going to, I think, come in for a set of prime tyres probably. I'm not sure. I'm going to think about it. I think I'm going to go into the primes, onto the yellow wall mediums in this case, and we're going to be a bit slow on this steer, but hopefully this will balance itself out, because then we've got options on the end, and hopefully we'll be fast enough to try and match some of the front runners. But as you can see, we're on their medium white wall tyres, and we're going to rejoin to the action now. We're going to be, I think, P5 by the look of it. Yeah, it looks like we're going to rejoin in P5, so crucially ahead of Kimi Raikkonen, who's just behind us there on track. So we've ran a really good overcut and managed to stay ahead of Kimi Raikkonen, but the problem is now Kimi Raikkonen's got DRS in us, and here he comes down the pit straight. We're going to try and squeeze to the outside, a little bit of contact there, but we are going to make the move, and sorry, Kimi is going to make the move on us up the inside, and I'm going to try and get a cutback on him on the exit of turn number 1, and we get a pretty good run, but not good enough, and he's got DRS, and that's pretty much the move done and dusted for Kimi Raikkonen. But skipping on a couple laps later, and now that Kimi's softs are starting to wear a little bit, and mediums are starting to come into play into the zone, and here we go, with a little bit of DRS, we're going to dive one up the inside of Kimi Raikkonen, up the inside of turn number 1, and it's a lovely move there, and that's the benefit of us going onto the medium tyres, because obviously Kimi's softs started to wear off, and our prime started to come into the zone. As you can see now, skipping later on to the start line number 18, we're actually going to inherit the race lead, I think, or no, yeah, we are going to inherit the race lead, and skipping later on onto the end of lap 23. It's raining on track right now, and the reason is because I stayed out them extra laps, and even though my mediums were actually gone, the rain I knew was coming, so I decided to stay out a few more laps, and now lap 23 we're coming into the pit lane, and I probably stayed out a lap too late because the track is actually stupidly wet, but we're finally going to come in for a set of intermediate tyres, and a lot of the cars behind me actually going to follow in, so it's going to be a very hectic pit lane, but we do come out ahead in the lead, and it's been a very successful pit stop for us. As you can see, we're going to come now on the exit of the pit lane. We've got a couple of cars coming down the pit straight. Who's it going to be? It looks like it's Lewis Hamilton, and that's lap cost. It's not Rosberg, it's just Lewis Hamilton. So we've dropped down to second place, but that's not too bad. But now, however, we have got Rosberg right behind us, who actually went onto the Inters one lap earlier than what I did, and he's into right on the zone. He's pushed into the wall. There's been contact, and I've lost my front wing. And Rosberg there, I don't know what he did, but I went defensive to move to the inside, and he seemed to just not want that, not like it at all, and he's like, have that, Tom, and he just swooped me and smashed me straight into the wall. And surely the stewards will go have a look into that, but that was a very nasty move there from Rosberg, and I'd be surprised if he didn't get a penalty for that, because I thought it was a bit stupid from him, really, a bit careless driving, especially in these conditions. But nevertheless, we do make it into the pit lane eventually, and we do come in for a brand new front wing, and we actually go straight onto the full wet tyres. The track was getting wetter, and I thought, why not? I mean, I was going really slow without a front wing, and the track was only going to get wetter, so just, you know what, roll the dice. And who knows, maybe this might be the right course, so we're going to go straight onto the full wets and just go on these tyres to the end of the race, and hopefully it might be the right call, maybe gain a couple of positions, who knows. But as you can see, we're going to rejoin in P4 just ahead of Valtteri Bottas there, crucially, and unfortunately we couldn't do nothing more with that steer. As you can see, we're losing the back end through the final corner, but we're going to come through for an okay fourth place, you know, nothing spectacular. We really needed to win that race, but as you can see, I was holding up Bottas and Vettel behind me, or sorry, Raikkonen, but so I wasn't really that fast on the full wets, but we did need a better result than fourth place. Unfortunately, thanks to Rosberg, that fourth place was never going to happen, and unfortunately we got the short end of the straw. And as you can see, we finished in a solid fourth place to Lewis Hamilton, who is the championship leader, extends his lead even more, which is really bad news, and he gains a lot of points on us. As you can see, our teammate also finished in P7, then Danny Kvyat, Massa way down in 8th, but overall, we're disappointed race. The race was going really well up to that point, but then obviously Rosberg decided to ruin the party, and that actually benefited Mercedes and also Lewis Hamilton, which is really bad news. And Vettel, they're splitting the Mercedes for second place. So overall, a very interesting top 10, and obviously our teammate getting to the points as well. But we're now going to move into the Drivers' Championship to see exactly how much damage that incident has done to my Championship Challenge and how many points Lewis has pulled away by, which should be quite a fair amount. And looking at Drivers' Championship, as you can see, Lewis is so far ahead. As you can see, the gap is getting stupidly big now. It's almost 60 points. I think it's like, off the top of my head, I think that's about 57 points. So Lewis is really pulling away now, and we're just about ahead of Vettel with him in second place by 4 points. So overall, it's been a really solid race, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like down below on the video. If you're new around here, please be sure to subscribe to my channel for weekly F1 content. If you want to follow me on Twitter, there's a link down below in the description at Tom97HD. And yeah, guys, that's about it for this video, and hopefully you enjoyed it. It's been a little while since I've done Full House. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things of doing post commentary, and hopefully you guys are really glad the series is back. I know it's been a bit of a hiatus, but we're now going to go full on with this series and finish the season. But nevertheless, guys, I've been Tom97HD, and I'll see you on my next video very soon. So from me, goodbye.